Hey guys, John here with PowerClean Pro Service, and today we're going to be talking about the tall reach shooter tip, downstream shooter tip from Southeast Softwash. I'm going to give you my opinion of it, my review of it. All right, so let's get right into it. First of all, this one is designed for the 8 gallon a minute. I think they have 8 to 10 gallon a minute on their website. So what makes them different is I believe they have different lengths, but more importantly, the orifice size is going to be bigger or smaller. So the hole in the middle is going to be bigger diameter for an 8 gallon or 10 gallon than it is for a 3 or 4 or 5 gallon. And the reason for that is because you need some pressure to push the water through. If it was just one big gaping hole, it would just kind of pour out and it wouldn't get any distance. But the whole point of this is to get good water flow and good distance. So what does the shooter tip do? The shooter tip is paired with a fan tip, and you attach it to your wand, and it's just another tip or a nozzle in the arsenal to allow you to shoot further. Now, this one has a bigger orifice so that your downstream injector will draw chemical out of your SH or your soap tank, or out of both, and allow it to draw chemical and shoot a good distance. So I've had a number of them. There's the Davis shooter tip, there's the CNR shooter tip, there's a number of them, but right now we really want to focus on these guys here. So the first thing right off the bat is this thing is high quality, heavy duty stainless steel. This thing is super heavy. It weighs about 116 grams or 4.1 ounces. This thing is pretty heavy. So when you're talking about pairing it with, a J-rod or a number of different coupled quick connects on there, this thing starts to get pretty heavy, which is good in the sense that it feels extremely durable. I mean, this thing feels like it's gonna last me absolutely forever. The stainless design is nice, it's beautiful, it's machined extremely well. I mean, if we start over here let's start on this side here. First of all, you have the wrench notch right in it, and that's gonna be a 7/16 wrench, or you can use an adjustable wrench. You put that on there, and then you can use that to put it into one of your quick connect plugs. And of course you want to use some pipe tape with that, and we use the Blue Monster here. But basically you can use that to kind of tighten that down. You put the wrench in there, and use that to tighten it down. It'd be hard to grab the cylindrical shape. So that's what that notch is for. So that notch, it's good, it's sturdy, it's deep, and there's a lot of material here, so it's really, really, really hard to kind of over twist that. It's not going to be easy to kind of mark that up too much or shave that off. This is really good quality stainless steel. Its overall length is about 4.5 inches, and it's about half an inch in diameter. It's about 5.55 inches in diameter. So this thing is pretty beefy. So coming down here, you have an NPT thread on the bottom end, and you've got about 13 millimeters of MPT thread, or national pipe threading, that's designed to go into any one of these plugs here. Then also at the bottom, you have the hole that leads into the orifice. Now, what I like about this is that it seems like it's kind of beveled down and kind of in a curvature down, which I'm guessing they designed that in a way so that there's less surface tension of water having to hit hard lines and then redirect. It kind of funnels its way nice and smooth down into the orifice, and I'm assuming that's going to clean up the shot a little bit. You don't want the water to agitate anywhere in your lines when you're getting close to the nozzle, so that you can keep that nice consistent stream. So that nice curvature right there is going to be really good for keeping that water line really straight. Then another really important thing to me is the tip here, the tip. So the top where the orifice is, it's completely flat. And that's important. So I've had other shooter nozzles that are kind of rounded off at the top, and then the holes drilled through. What's really bad about that is that if you drop it or you bang it against something, the orifice gets altered. And when the orifice gets altered, like there's a little divot in it or a little piece of metal kind of bends inside of it, it changes the shape of the water, which reduces the distance and the pattern in which it shoots. So you really want to protect that orifice. Another thing they did to kind of protect that orifice is they add this bevel over here. I really like this bevel. It's nice. It's so that if you drop it and it's not going to hit a sharp edge. First, you know, let's say you drop it on something that you don't want to destroy the thing, like a table or a car or something like that, there's less likelihood of this actually damaging what you're dropping it on, but also there's less damage or less probable damage that your hardware will take. So overall, I really, really like this thing. The only thing that I would say, I mean, as far as like, it's honestly really hard to find something bad about this, but I would say the only thing is the weight when it comes to 12 volting. I would probably want something a little bit lighter because the wear of all of this on the plastic, because with 12 volt you usually have plastic guns and whatnot, or less metal components holding it up. I would probably want something a little lighter on that, but they have a smaller one and for that I think is designed for 12 volts. Check that out in the description below. Or you could choose to go fully baller status with the titanium one. So the titanium one is the same one as the stainless model here, except that it is massively lighter. Right away, I mean, feeling these two things out, this is night and day difference. This is, what did I say, 116 grams, and the titanium one is coming at about 66 grams, or 2.3 ounces. It's exactly the same in almost every other way. Titanium is really, 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 really tough to manufacture. And so that changes the price point. This guy right here is only $34.99 plus shipping and handling from their website. This guy, the titanium one, is $100. Now, titanium overall is much more expensive than stainless steel, but that's not where a lot of the cost comes in. A lot of the cost comes from the machining. When you're talking about cutting into titanium, there's a number of factors that you have to consider. Well, first of all, titanium is much harder. So the bits that you use for it have to be higher quality bits. Not just any old bit is going to cut into this nice and smooth. Also, even though you're using better quality bits to drill into this and bore this out, those bits are going to wear a lot faster than they would with cutting into stainless steel or any kind of other kind of softer metal. Titanium just chews those things up. You have to use more coolant. Titanium doesn't like to remove its heat. The heat stays in the titanium. Usually you're talking about the metal shards that come off of this, a lot of the heat that's created when milling these things out, the heat comes out in the metal flakes. With titanium, the metal flakes are almost absolutely cold. The metal flakes are almost absolutely cold, and the heat stays inside of the work or the piece here. So with that said, you have to use a lot more coolant. You have to use better quality parts. Those better parts or those better drill bits wear out, and you have to have experience with this. You can easily mess up a work very easily if you don't know what you're doing. So the fact that they're able to get pretty much identical designs on both of these and identical milling or CNC, however they just did this, they're able to get identical pieces. It's pretty remarkable. It shows that they're using a good metal worker, somebody that knows what they're doing, knows how to work titanium, and is giving a good results. There's almost no flaws on this whatsoever. It is fantastic. My only dislike to this is if you go on their website, it says that this is an anodized titanium. And while it is kind of anodized is, there's really two ways to kind of anodize titanium. There's an actual anodization or electronic anodized, where you put it in a solution, feed electrical charge through it, and it basically oxidizes the it changes the oxides on the exterior of the metals to different colors. This doesn't look like that. That doesn't look like a true anodization. This looks more like a heat anodization or a heat oxidation. So what I imagine happened is they grabbed some pliers or a heat glove or something, held it here, and then took a torch to it and caused a heat anodization. Neither of those things matter as far as the structural integrity of the piece. The amount of heat that you're going to use to anodize this is not going to change the titanium's chemical composition. It's an exterior effect only. It's only designed to just make it look a little bit prettier. My gripe with it is that the pictures that are online show a better anodization process. It looks like it was like a multi-dip process or a complete submersion process, or it looks like they took time to blow one side or heat one side, let it cool down, because again, these things do not like to cool down. It takes a lot of time for these things to cool down. Grab it by the other side and then heat the other side up. If you go on their website, and I'll probably put it up on the screen here, you'll see that the pictures are way more beautiful than this one right here. But that's really a kind of a small thing. I mean, I did buy it as kind of like a flex piece. Maybe if there was not an anodized solution, maybe just titanium for 12 volting, because this thing is so light and would be really great to work with, then I probably would have stuck with that. But the anodization is pretty cool. Anodized, after a little while, this effect is going to go away from getting beat up or whatever to it. You can re-anodize it if you want. If you want to go on YouTube and figure out how to do anodization processes, you can definitely do that. I can remove this, strip it off with like simple green, and then reapply an anodized process to it, and it would look exactly however I chose for it to look. So it's really cool. But either way, those are the two tips from Southeast Softwash. I'm going to save their performance for the side-by-side shooter test that I'm going to do in a bit, but I wanted to give you guys a first look at it. I mean, right off the bat, for 35 bucks, I mean, I say this one is the way to go. This is more a collector's piece, or it's like a good flex piece. I mean, it would be really good to work with, but 100 bucks is a lot of money. I mean, it's titanium, it's not going to wear out, but there's something beefy about this one that I'm just like, this has got to go on the rig. With my 8 gallon a minute, this is going to be probably the one I'm going to be using as my daily driver for a while. And yeah, I really like this. So for 35 bucks, I would definitely check this out. You can buy it on Southeast Softwash, or you can go on Amazon, and I'm going to put that link below. If you use that link, it supports this channel. So please click that link, and yeah. Either way, guys, thank you. And either way, thank you for watching this review of the Southeast Softwash shooter tip, and check out the side-by-side shooter tip battle coming very soon. I'm just waiting for a few more to come in, and as soon as that's coming, then I'm going to give you guys each a side-by-side comparison of all of these different tips. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.